Yo, what's up guys? It's Andos here. What is going on? In today's episode, I'm going to share some tips and tricks on how to wipe squads in Call of Duty Warzone. Most of the time when I'm coaching my clients, one of the main goals is to be able to wipe squads and take out multiple targets on a regular basis. There is no better feeling in Warzone when you wipe a squad and for that split second you feel like a god. You feel like I am the best, I am king, everyone better watch out. Well, if you like that feeling, you are watching the right video. Saying that, we are going to go through some tips and tricks to help you get those squad wipes, and we'll also break down some gameplay where I'll talk about my thought process on how I verse multiple targets. Before we begin, remember to smash that like button, that'll be much appreciated. Also sub to the YouTube channel for more Warzone content. I do stream on YouTube now, so remember to drop by and say hello. If you are interested, I'm also offering a coaching service. Go check out my website at www.andosgaming.com. This is where I analyze your gameplay, have a conversation, look at your mechanics, and cater a training program for you, just to make sure you have the best experience when playing Warzone. With the intro out of the way, let's begin. Tip number 1, isolating gunfights. When versing multiple people, your number 1 priority should be to isolate the enemy team and take out targets one at a time. You need to be thinking about line of sight. You don't want your body to be exposed to more than one person at a time. The overall objective is to make sure that you separate your gunfights to 1v1 scenarios. To do this effectively, you need to use angles, cover, and positioning to your advantage. Use cover so your body is only exposed to one person at a time. Next time you're fighting a full squad, remember to keep this in mind. Tip number 2, reposition. After you get your first kill, unless you have like really good power position, really good cover, change your angle to keep the enemy guessing. Keep in mind, when you get it down, the enemy team has given comms, so your latest position is most likely compromised. Remember to reposition to keep the enemy guessing. Having the element of surprise is key to wiping squads. So if you stay in one spot for too long, your position will be exposed and you can be easily overwhelmed as you're fighting multiple people. Remember to reposition often, keep yourself safe and elusive. Tip number 3, be ready to be pushed. Generally, when you down an enemy and their teammates are nearby, they are going to push you straight away. Think about it, we all do it. When your teammate gets downed, you're probably thinking, okay, I can take advantage here, the target is probably low on health, and I can get an easy kill. Well, when you're the one pushing a full squad by yourself, you need to take advantage of these scenarios. Be ready because you are going to get pushed. Read the play. When you down someone, their teammates will play super aggressive. Try to use that to your advantage. Predict where they are going to push you from, hold the angle, find a head glitch, use cover, or just dip out if you're low on health. Tip number 4, tempo management. When you're pushing a full squad, tempo management is super important. There are always going to be different scenarios. For example, you just run into a room, there are 4 people waiting for you, and it's just like an all-out war. There are other scenarios where you play a bit more slower, pick targets from a distance, and wipe out the team. Saying that, tempo management is key to success. Knowing when to slow down and know when to play aggressive. For example, if you're versing a full squad, you want to play it slow first, get a couple picks, isolate your gunfights, and once you have a bit of momentum with a down or 2, play aggressive. Start going for that team wipe. Don't let the enemy team recover. As a general rule, try not to run in guns blazing straight away, but you know, it does happen from time to time. Try to control the tempo. Have a switch between the 2 play styles, and that should help you increase your success rate when it comes to wiping full squads. Tip number 5, information. In Rebirth specifically, every time you get a kill, look at your minimap. In my opinion, this is a great feature. It rewards people who play aggressive and likes to push squads solo. Having a free mini UAV is essential after each kill. It can help you gauge where you're getting pushed from, what level the enemy team is on, how many people are left. It really is a blessing, so make sure to utilize this feature. So next time you play, make sure to make it a habit. Quickly glance at your minimap every time you get a kill. There are rumors at the moment that in Warzone 2, you can interrogate down enemies to get intel on the opposing squad. I really hope they put that in. I'm pretty excited for Warzone 2. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Well, in the next section of the video, I'm just going to break down some of my gameplay to explain my thought process when fighting multiple people. This will just give you some insight and good examples to show that it can be done. If you add a little bit of strategy, you can also start wiping squads yourself in no time. Alrighty, in this session, I remember telling myself, I've been playing really aggressive these days. I'm pushing everything I see. I wanted to play a bit more defensive. As mentioned, even when fighting full squads by yourself, you can slow down the tempo, keep yourself alive, and clear the area. I'm like, I want to play less aggressive, right? So I peek on the second level, no targets around. I hear something upstairs, so I head to the third level. Slide cancel around the corner and spot a couple of targets. Perfect. Notice in a moment how I pay attention to where my body is. Let's stop it here. This is what I meant earlier when it comes to isolating gunfights. I've moved my position backwards so my body is not exposed to other potential targets. You can see bullets going across my body and missing because I have moved to a safe position. It's all about using angles and cover to your advantage to keep yourself safe from other threats when versing a full team. This is something you need to think about during gunfights. For example, while I'm shooting, I'm always thinking, am I safe here? Let's strafe towards cover if not. I back up for a little bit thinking I need to reposition. However, remember what I mentioned about tempo. I've got full plates, I've downed 2 targets, there's no need for me to slow down. I need to take advantage of the situation and attack, so I reach out immediately. I managed to get the third down and I just finish off the rest. I see someone running downstairs, so I use some game sense here. I predict the enemy is going to go to the second floor, so I try to get into a good position in case this happens. I pre-aim and voila. It's just really game sense and thinking about how your target will play.
So even though I pushed that, I wasn't playing that aggressive, to be honest.
As I just mentioned, I wasn't playing super aggressive. It was quite a slow tempo. I didn't really jump right into the middle of the action. I tried to keep myself safe as possible by staying on the edge and getting my kills. I go to the third level and I managed to find someone, but I really butchered my shots here.
Jesus, will you die? I can hear that these guys are on the stairs.
As mentioned, audio is key. I can hear people on the stairs. I'm just waiting for the enemy to come to me to get an easy kill.
Are they on the roof, bro?
I get some shots in, however, the target has more cover. This is not good for me, so I proceed to do a jump shot towards my own cover to even the playing field.
Oh, they moved the chemical.
I got the kill, the rest of the team went to chemical. Looks like I had a pretty good run here. Next time you play, remember, you don't always need to play super aggressive to wipe full squads. My suggestion is to rotate aggressively, however, when enemies are close by, play it smart. Notice how I isolated my gunfights, increase the tempo only when required, use audio cues to my advantage, and I reposition frequently to get all of those kills. Remember to keep this in mind next time you're fighting a full squad. In this scenario, it's a little bit similar to the previous where I'm not playing super aggressive at first, however I pick up the tempo as we go. Something I want to emphasize during this breakdown is how I utilize the minimap. Always look at your minimap after a kill, a super quick glance, and you can use this information to your advantage. I will show you what I mean in a bit. I managed to get the pick, it's going well. I think about going around the corner, but it's so open, so I readjust my path and take the stairs instead. I get some information on the minimap and I know his teammates are in decon and we are on the same level. At this point I start moving in, however I don't play super aggressive, I slow it down a little bit.
So I just gotta be careful because I know they're waiting for me.
Peek the window, however I don't jump in. In my head I'm pretty sure they are waiting for me, they are watching this window or they're going to peek this spot pretty soon. So I decide to take another angle to see if I can catch the opposing team by surprise. Voila, perfect. As you can see, this target was peeking this specific window. I would have been in trouble if I jumped through. However, I repositioned instead and caught this person off guard. Straight away, I look at the minimap. I can see someone is beneath me. So I act accordingly. I decide to play a bit more aggressive and push the tempo. Now is the time. I have the right intel, so I need to take advantage. I don't want this team to recover. I get the second down, it's going pretty well. So I look at the minimap again and I know someone is above me right now. I know this person is going to push through the door upstairs, so I start running in that direction. I get a perfect position here, just waiting for the enemy to come to me. I use cover here and get the easy kill. There's one more left, I start looking around. him. Managed to get the team wipe and I actually didn't get hit at all. Power of looking at the minimap is essential. Knowing where the next enemy you are going to push is a bit like a cheat code. Remember to make this a habit. Take a little quick glance at the minimap every time you get a kill. To be honest, I used to not look at the minimap as often and I noticed there was a lot of guesswork. I noticed where I would miss a lot of little details. I wouldn't know where to rotate and I'll kind of get a bit lost. So looking at your minimap will give you direction and help you plan your next move. On a side note, with that little red dot on the minimap, if there's an arrow around that dot that's pointing down, it means the enemy is beneath you. If it's pointing up, it means the enemy is above you. Well, that is it for today's episode. Just a recap on the tips: use angles, cover, and pay attention to positioning to make sure that you are in a 1v1 scenario. If you see two people staring at you, just dip. Tip number 2, reposition. Remember to reposition often and keep yourself elusive to surprise the enemy team. Tip number 3, be ready to be pushed. Getting downs will always cause some sort of reaction from teammates. Remember to be ready. Tip number 4, tempo management. This comes down with experience, but try to gauge when you should play aggressive and when to slow down. You don't always need to full send, but at the same time, you don't want to play too passive. It's about finding that balance. Tip number 5 is information. Just remember to buy UAVs and look at the minimap as much as possible when you get a kill. And just some final thoughts. Pushing full squads is going to be very frustrating. People are going to work as a team, teams are going to full stack, and the odds are against you. It's not always going to be a successful team wipe. I get demolished often versus full squads. People just normally show you the highlights online, but I'm going to be real, it's not easy. However, something I noticed with a bit of practice that my heart rate is not as high now compared to back then when I'm versing full squads by myself. Saying that, the final message, I highly recommend everyone to split off once in a while and verse full squads by yourself. It's going to make you a better player and a bit uncomfortable at first, but it does get easier and it's really good for progression. Also, if you want to farm people, just remember to leave the last one alive. Last note, if versing 4 people can be a bit daunting for you, focus on the 1v2s first or the 1v3s, just kind of step up from there. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, remember to smash the like button, it does help me out a lot. If you enjoy the vibes, smash that sub button as well. Check out my streams here on YouTube, drop by, come say hello. If you are interested in one-on-one coaching, check out my website, or the link will be in the description. As always, I wish you guys all the best and good luck on the Warzone.